Good evening, High Button sports fans. Welcome inside the very loud Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set for Maritime U18 female hockey action between the visiting Lindsay Surge and the hometown Cape Breton Lynx. Off the draw, the Surge control. Passed ahead into the zone. Here come the Surge. Pulls up on the half wall. Pulls a delay. Tries to throw it down deep. That play broken up, however, turned over once again. Surge keep it alive at the point. Buffett works it down the half wall. Throws it out front off. Riley and Gabriel skate in behind the goal. Now Surge with it once more. Trying to get a cycle game going early on here, but the Lynx will get it out. McEachern back pass for Gabriel, now over and out of the zone go the Lynx. Not too far before the Surge pick it up in the neutral zone and come right back in again. Cross seam pass isn't connected, and LaWand will skate it out now through the neutral zone, but she's tracked pretty quickly there by Sangster. Now Vickers will have a go, and she'll dump that in. Surge there to get it once more, but now turned over at the line. Hillary LaWand throws it back in, but once again the Surge pick it up. Sangster. It's watched there by three Lynx, and Angioni will throw it in deep. The Lynx will start a change. Reverse play here from the Surge, trying to reverse direction, get it out of the zone. Watched closely there by the Lynx. Pinching in off the boards now, keeping that play alive in behind the goal. Sangster off the boards, but not far. Morel corrals that, throws it right back in behind the goal. Reverse play once again, leaves it there for Tran. And she will leave it there for Robertson. Nevaeh Robertson plays it up the line. Off the bench is Andrews, and she'll chip it right back in. No team able to get anything going here in the early going. As coming now is Ava Landry. She'll play it up top for Vickers. Over for McGinnis. Her shot goes wide. Surge try to get it out now. Chipped off the boards, is out and over the blue line, so the Lynx will have to touch up. That's enough time. The Lynx will start a change. LaWand off the bench, almost intercepts the breakout pass there, but Robertson gets it there. Eisner, she'll play it ahead. And now the Surge will chip it in, and they'll start their change. Back out into the neutral zone where the Surge will regain control. Played ahead, but is watched closely there by Gabriel. Her cross seam pass, that's broken up there by London, and that is offsides. Good extended play there without a whistle. Didn't give us an opportunity, so we might as well do it now. Your starting goaltenders for the Lindsay Surge getting the nod. Number 31, Rebecca LeBlanc. And for the Cape Breton Lynx, Abby Jessam, number 37, gets the start for the Lynx. McClellan, or McLean, she's watched closely there on the forecheck. In behind the goal it goes now. London drops it back there. Battle in behind the goal. Lynx come away with it. Played up the boards, but not out. Surge. That shot goes off a body in front, and it's Avery McNeil now. She'll skate away. She'll get to the blue line, but she's watched closely by four Surge players, and they will come back out. Dumped in there by Poirier. Back for Gabriel. Stretch pass. Doesn't connect with Peruche, so Gabriel will backpedal and try again. In behind her goal, and now up the wall, and it's McEachern. Over the blue line, but just a step. Offsides was Isabel Peruche. So offsides the call. Surge coming into this game on a surge up the standings. 18-3 on the season, 5-0 in their last 5, a 5-game win streak. Looking to extend that here today. Played up top, kept in on the line there by Rosang. And Lawand. Good pinch there by Rosang, keeps that play alive. Now Buffett covering off for her is able to throw that back in deep. Around the boards it goes. Brown ahead for Lawand. She'll dump that in. The Lynx will start a change. Landry in all by herself, trying to buy some time before some help comes from the bench. Avery battling along the boards. She'll play it up top. Jumps over Vickers' stick. And now she's in a foot race with Vautour. Vickers shakes off Vautour, and now here she comes through the neutral zone over the blue line. Vickers fans on that, ends into the corner. Around the boards it goes. Back now Vickers, but it's Vautour. No, sorry, Leckie. Her shot off Jessum's glove, and it stays out. Kim for Tran. That shot blocked by Angioni, and it'll hit Jessum. Jessum with the save and the whistle. .25 to go here in the first period. Still looking for the game's first goal. Battling along the boards. Off the half wall, thrown out front. Jessum goes down. As that puck went straight up. Cape Breton Lynx coming into this game with a 10-10-2 record. 3-2 in their last stretch of 5 games. Currently on a 2-game slide, so they looking to snap the slide and snap the win streak of the Lindsay Surge. Played ahead, broken up there in the neutral zone. Back down the half wall they come. Sangster throws it back down low, but it's broken up there by McGinnis. Rimmed around back for McLean. McLean tries to get it up the wall for Lawand. Lawand in a battle there along the boards with Buffett. And ahead it goes. 1-on-1 now developing. Shot on goal, turned aside by LeBlanc. In behind the Surge goal. Aggressive forecheck here from the Lynx, just trying to cause some turnovers. Rosang washed very closely in the corner there by Cremo. Now it gets up the half wall, and the Surge are able to squeeze it out into the neutral zone. They will dump it in, and they'll start a change. Coming around the goal is Rylan Gabriel. She'll get to the red line and dump it in. LeBlanc plays it through to the cross corner. Through the middle of the ice. And Vickers with a good poke check there keeps the play in the live. LeBlanc save off the Vickers shot. Vickers still with it now in behind the goal. Circling in behind, but too many white shirts in front of the goal, and they'll come away with it. Tran plays it across to the D partner, gets to the red line. Dumps that in, and the Surge will try and start a forecheck, but good play by McLean, and Vickers once again will skate it out through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. Drops the shoulder, trying to cut to the net, but good defensive play there by Isabel Kim. Thrown out front, still there. Now the Surge coming back to cover it up. Lacey Poirier skates it out. She'll get to the blue line, dump it in. Rimmed around the boards. Mary McLean with it. Leaves it for Vickers. She's watched very closely there on the forecheck by Buffett. Played ahead in Lawand. chips that in. Back to retrieve is Kim. Kim sees an opening. Off the boards, but McEachran there to throw it right back in for the Lynx. Played out, up, and over the stick of the Surge player. Cross ice feed broken up. Buffett. She'll maintain control, throw it in. But once again, the Lynx defenders, first one on it. Good pinch on the half wall there. Gabriel stops up. Loses her defender. Skates it through the neutral zone. Cross ice feed, doesn't connect. And goes deep enough that again the Lynx will start a change. Good pace to this one. Long extended plays between whistles. No real grade A chances, so some great defensive work so far in this one from both teams. Again, the Surge near the top of the standings, a top-tier team in this league, and again, good game so far between these two. Chipped in by Morale. Victoria Tran stops up. That puck is deflected up and out of play. .10:16 to go in the first period. Again, we still await the game's first goal. Offensive zone draw coming up here for the Lynx. Cremo takes it in behind the goal. Plays it up top for Vickers. Her shot just wide. But first one on it there is McNeil. Thrown out front. That play broken up. Hard on it once again is a black shirt. And again, the Lynx not letting the Surge get out of their own zone. Thrown down low. Cremo. Battle with it behind the net. Now stepping out here is London. 1-on-4. She will chip and chase. London first one on it, but watched very closely there by Vickers. Puck not able to squeak out in front. Vickers will pick it up. Once again, the strong skating stride of Jade Vickers over the blue line. Her shot off a skate in behind the goal. Up the boards. Not out. Brown, she loses the handle on it. And the Surge will get it out in the neutral zone. But once again, great defensive work here by the Cape Breton Lynx. Aggressive on the pucks. Taking away time and space of the Surge. Icing the call, so face-off coming all the way back down in the Lynx territory. Chloe Leckie in to take the draw for the Surge, but it is won by the Lynx. Clear to the blue line, not out. Thrown right back in, now giving chase is Danica Joseph. Joseph leaves it there for Rosang. McGinnis dives and gets it out of into the neutral zone, but here come the Surge once more. Sangster chips it along the wall and behind the boards. McGinnis back to get it, but watched closely there by a couple Surge players. First penalty of the game coming up. Tripping will be the call. And it will go against Julia Brown. Surge with the second-ranked power play in the league, clicking at 27.5%. And the Lynx penalty kill gets their first opportunity. Seventh-ranked PK in the league, clicking at 82%. Thrown in behind the goal. Gabriel gets it, but not out. Kept in at the line. Down low, Gabriel now battling along the wall there with Robertson. Help coming in for Robertson in the form of Alina Gould. And it's enough to get a whistle. Face-off coming up to the left of Abby Jessom. Avery Landry in to take the draw here for Cape Breton. And she'll win it cleanly. Circling behind the goals, Morel, and she will get it out of the zone. Rosong back to get it, finds Eisner. Eisner walks in, tries to dangle around a few players, gets a shot off. That's up and over the glass, and it's going to be enough to get out of the zone. But here come the Surge once more. Pass gets through. Jessom just sees that at the last second as the puck just squeezes by the goal. Back up top now, Rosong. Tries a cross-seam pass, but Morel reads that perfectly. Off the skate of Eisner and out. 53 seconds to go in the advantage. Rosong watched closely by Landry. Rosong now skates it into the zone. Pulls up at the half wall, chips it down low. Joseph comes off. Joseph, her shot. Jessom stops that one. .36 seconds left now in the Surge power play. Layla Austin now in to take the draw for the Cape Breton Lynx. Draw won by the Surge as Tran throws that down low. Now it's back up top for Tran. Onto the half wall for Joseph. Her pass tries to go down low, but Jade Vickers breaks that up, gains control, and she'll get it off the glass and out. Back they come. Wheeling around the goal now is Nedelku. Her shot up off Jessom's blockers again. Jessom's seen that at the last second, but gets just enough to get it up and over. Brown out of the box. Penalty is killed. And she's in there on the forecheck. Pass doesn't connect. This will be enough to go all the way down for icing. Successful penalty kill for the Lynx. Draw one back down into the corner. McNeil has it stripped off of her stick, but Gabriel there to help give her a hand. Now the Surge are able to get it out of the zone. McGinnis watched closely by Joseph, so she'll chip it off the wall for McNeil. Her pass ends up on the stick of the Surge, and now the Surge able to break that out. But once again, good gap control on the blue line by the Lynx, but Surge come and shot that wide. Now Angioni, she'll pick it up, but she's got 5 Surge players coming in on her. In behind the goal, Surge will, again, another pass that doesn't connect. And will go the length of the ice for icing. Scramble draw, and the Surge come away with it. Reverse play in behind the goal. Surge chip that off the boards and out, but not far enough as Vickers is there, and lead pass for Landry. Her shot goes off a shin pad into the corner. Up the wall it goes, but again, good coverage there by the Lynx. They're able to keep the surge at bay. Cross ice pass again. This one will get through. Cross Vickers. Scrambly play. Jade Vickers coming back, gets a stick in the lane. Unfortunately, that one will redirect. And Abby Jessam loses the handle on that one. And under the goalie it goes. And this one will count. Gabrielle London leads the line back to the bench. Looks like she'll take credit for it. The last one touched, but unfortunately that's going to go off the stick of Jade Vickers. And the Surge jump out to a 1-0 lead. Played ahead now in a foot race. Cremo tries the toe drag. Not able to get very far. Tran rims it around. Cremo is there. Up top now, McLean. Over for Gabriel. Shot goes down low. Back up top. Gabriel just out of her reach. And she'll have to retreat into the neutral zone. Gabriel dances through the neutral zone over the blue line. Cuts to the middle of the ice. Tries to throw it on goal. Gets there. LeBlanc gets the bouncing puck. Turns the other way. Brown back up top for Gabriel. Their shot gets through. Tipped just wide. In behind the goal now. And it's McNeil up top for Morrell. Has no option, so she'll chip it off the boards and down low. Surge. They'll chip it off the boards and out they come. Leading the rush now, Nevaeh Robertson. She's all alone. Tries a shot off a pad of Jessam. Vautour breaks that play up and throws it right back into the rush zone. In behind the goal now, Vickers flushed out by a couple Surge players. And they will gain control, chip it down behind. Morrell trying to pin it along the boards as she waits for help. Help comes in the form of Avery McNeil. But still can't get it out. Vautour, fans on the shot. Oh, right there to pick that up. Eisner now out into the neutral zone. Lewan trying to chase down a loose puck, but the Surge are able to gain control once again. Here's Vautour. Her shot goes wide. Off the boards, Lewan chips it to herself a couple times, gets over the blue line, chips it in. Ava Landry gives chase. Rimmed around, Mary McLean. Shot blocked. Doesn't get out. Landry chips it back down along the boards, in behind the goal now. Andrews leaves it for Angioni. Up top for McLean. Over for McGinnis. Her shot doesn't miss by much. Good pressure here mounting for the Lynx. We're coming down to just over a minute to play here in the first period. Rimmed around the boards. Danica Joseph dances over the blue line. Her shot can't get through. Sangster up top for Tran. She'll walk the line. The Lynx can't get it out. Tran. Her shot on goal. Jessam turns that one aside. Gabriel off the boards for Angioni. Cross seam pass. Perush was coming across the ice, so wasn't there. Perush in a battle now. Buffett chips it in and gives chase. Morrell was there to break that up and get it up ice for the Lynx. This won't be enough for icing. Under a minute to go here in the first. Cremo Tries to walk off the half wall, but is met there by a Surge player, and here comes Buffett over the blue line. Good sticks there by the Lynx, and Cremo turns it up ice for the Lynx. Her shot goes off a skate into the corner. Tries a reverse play, but read perfectly there by Austin. Up the wall, McLean keeps it in. Under 10 to go. Need a shot here. Brown has her stick lifted, and that should do it here. And after 20 minutes of play, a furious 20 minutes of play, the Lindsay Surge with a narrow 1-0 lead over the Lynx. We will be back with second period action after this brief intermission.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cash. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Welcome back inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center as we get set. Second period action underway now between the Lindsay Surge and the Cape Breton Lynx. Furious pace to that first period. Furious pace in action in front of Jessom to start this one. That shot blocked on its way to the net there. And McEachern will skate it out for the Lynx, or McGinnis, my pardon. In behind the goal it goes. Steps out. Good back check there by Ava Landry. She'll bring it up. Rims it around the boards. Pinching in off the line to keep it in there is Morel. Vautour. She'll get it out into the neutral zone, but Vickers, her strong skating ability, is able to get back and pick that puck up. Gets caught in the wet ice. Up the wall, but not out. Morel back to retrieve it for Cape Breton. Lawan to chip off the boards and out. Icing is the call. Back into the Cape Breton Lynx zone. Draw one by Cape Breton. Vickers rims it around the boards. But the Surge once more there to keep that alive. So Vickers winds it up behind her own net. Tries to get through the neutral zone, is stopped at the red line. The Surge gain control and throw it right back in. Turnover behind the Lynx goal. The Surge now very aggressive on the forecheck here to start this period. That one will go off the boards. And icing the call once again. Draw coming to the left of Abby Jessom. Scramble draw. And it'll end up back on the stick of Kim. Shot turned aside by Jessom into the corner. Morel tries to chip it up the wall, but it's kept in at the line there by Nedelku. Vickers rims it around. Perouche watched closely there by Sangster. Cape Breton now again, they'll get it out, but not too far as Lawan will gain control and throw it back in. Kim in behind the goal. She'll skate it out. Cross ice pass. And now with a Surge will chip that in behind the goal. Mary McLean tries to rim that around, but Danica Joseph there to cut that off. Behind the goal now, puck along the wall. Comes up the half wall. And again, scramble draw, scramble play there. McLean, she's watched closely there by Buffett. Another puck battle along the boards. Ref saw enough, they'll blow that one dead, and we'll get another face-off inside the Cape Breton zone. Another face-off coming up to the left of Abby Jessom. Layla Austin in to take the draw now for Cape Breton. Another scramble draw, ends up down in the corner. McGinnis rims it around. This will be enough to get out of the zone. Foot race for it. Cape Breton able to knock that back in behind the goal. Reverse play there. Rosong leads that pass ahead, and Gabriel does a great job taking away the lane and separating man from the puck. Now the puck in behind the Cape Breton zone. Up top it goes. Rosong, her shot blocked by Angioni. Now in a foot race. Angioni, but it's One there by Victoria Tran. Gabriel intercepts that play, waiting for Cremo to touch up before she'll throw it right back in, and Landry, she can't get it. Now the surge. But once again, Jade Vickers with a good stick right there, or Rylan Gabriel, my pardon. Rosong for Tran. Off the boards into the neutral zone, and Cape Breton will stop the progress right there. Landry throws that in. LeBlanc out to stop it, leaves it there for Tran. Up the wall. Good aggressive forecheck there by Brown, trying to get a puck free. Hand on the stick. No hand going up from the referee, though. Good pressure here now from the Lynx. In deep once more. Up top, Vickers, her shot. LeBlanc has eyes on that the whole way through, and she'll make the save. Back and forth they go up and down the ice. Cape Breton looking for the equalizer. Thrown on goal, Jessom. Stops that. Now it's out into the neutral zone all the way down the ice. Icing will be the call. Thought it may have hit a stick on the way down. That was not the case. So face-off will come right back inside the Lynx zone. Eisner in to take the draw for the Surge. Up against Avery McNeil. McNeil wins that draw back. Mary McLean rims it around. Hillary Lewan watched closely on the half wall. McNeil plays it ahead. Brown skating onto it now. As Cape Breton's making a change, Brown waits for some help, and the Surge use that opportunity to get it out. Eisner walks over the blue line, backs the D up, shot turned aside by Jessom. Gabriel eludes a couple Surge players, now has this puck knocked off her stick, turnover behind the goal. Jessom's shot, she'll stop that one. Surge keeping it in the zone. Starting a change off the bench, picking that up is Lecky. Leaves it for Rosong. Thrown out front. And we've got a penalty call coming up. Cross-checking will be the call, and it looks like it's going to be going against Layla Austin. So the Lindsay Surge will go back to the power play, their second of the game. Good penalty kill from Cape Breton in the first period. And they'll see if they can do it again. Delku off the wall, down low. Vickers in a battle there. Surge come back up with it. Tran leaves it for Nedelko. Her shot goes wide. Squeaking in off the line there. Lecky. Up top for Tran. Back down the half wall for Lecky. Her shot just a little bit wide. Nedelko's down, got it at the blue line. Looks at her options, finds Tran. Down the other side for Lecky. Throws it on goal out in front, and they score. Quick hands in front of the net by Danica Joseph, able to pull that one back as Abby Jessom makes the initial save. Joseph finds the rebound and outweights Jessom and puts it upstairs. It's a power play goal for Danica Jessom. Danica Joseph, my beg your pardon. Out into the neutral zone. Lawan gets back to retrieve that. Surge. Throw that up ice. This should be enough for the icing call. Avery McNeil in to take the draw here for Cape Breton. And it's back in Cape Breton territory. That shot turned aside by LeBlanc. Just enough now for the Surge to gain some momentum coming through the neutral zone. Thrown out front. Jessom finds that one. Played with a high stick, and that will be enough to get a whistle. As scrambly play in front of Abby Jessom as the puck goes straight up into the air, and it's played with a high stick by Cape Breton. And the face-off will come now to the right of Jessom. And the Surge control off the draw. Thrown out front. Jessom gets enough down. Ends up on the stick now of Angioni. She'll skate it through the neutral zone. It's chipped off her stick in behind the goal. Morel is there to help out. Now Angioni in a battle with it along the boards. Surge control. Rimming around the boards, and that's enough to get out. Not enough for icing as Rylan Gabriel goes back to retreat. Looks for her options. Feeds it ahead for Perouche. Jumps over her stick. And the Surge play it right back up ice. Perouche has it knocked off her stick by Gould. Cross ice pass there. Now it's back on the stick of Gould. Now she tries to poke it in on the short side. But nothing doing. Gabriel plays it ahead. This time it will connect with Perouche. She'll dump it in and start a change. LeBlanc leaves it there for Tran. She tries to find London and does not do so, and it will go all the way down for icing. Landry wins that draw back. Vickers' shot gets knocked down. Cremo tries to start a cycle game, but broken up there by Victoria Tran. She'll try again, this time going down the other side. But Mary McLean, her shot stopped there by LeBlanc. And it's an opportunity for the Surge to make a line change. Chipped out in the neutral zone, skating onto it is Vautour. 2-on-1 developing. McLean plays that great. But the Surge once again pick up the loose puck in behind the goal. Crossing pass, shot, Jessom. It's in front, still loose. Now the Lynx will get it out. Cremo, lead pass there. McEachern cross feed. McLean jumping into the play, not able to get a hold of it. As LeBlanc will jump onto that and get the whistle. Coming up to the halfway mark here of the second period. Lindsay Surge have opened up a 2-0 lead here on the Lynx. But now Hillary Lewan in to cause a turnover. In behind the goal it goes. Surge gain control, play it up the wall, and they'll chip it out into the neutral zone. Sangster skates onto it. Leaves it there for Leckie. Leckie coming off the wall. Her shot turned aside by Jessam. Now a lead pass doesn't get there. Ends up on the stick of Victoria Tran. She'll play it ahead. Surge chipped that in. Gabriel there to get it. D-to-D pass. Fanned on there by McGinnis. She'll try again, but this time Leckie turns it right around for the Surge. Still in the high slot area. Scrambly play. Finally gets out of the zone. Tran with it. Now it's played ahead for Joseph. She'll throw that in. The Surge will start a change. That gives McGinnis time to rim it around, but a quick change by the Surge. They'll do it. Now it's breakaway here for Julia Brown. Brown! Her shot turned aside by LeBlanc. McNeil. Great opportunity right there for the Lynx as Julia Brown gets denied on the breakaway. Austin. Ahead now, here's Brown. Jumps over her stick. Surge. Skated out through the neutral zone. Led there by McCormick. Her shot goes wide. Austin tries the reverse play. Penalty coming up here. It will be going against the Surge. Head contact will be the call. And it will be going to Maya McCormick. So we will get our first look at the Cape Breton Lynx power play here tonight. Power play clicking along at 22%, good for third in the league. Going up against the 6th ranked PK of the Surge, which is operating at 83%. We wait to get 4 minutes up on the board. Lynx to the power play, they win the draw. Gabriel. Her shot goes wide. Lynx still in control. Down low in behind the net now is Cremo. Her shot comes out wide. LeBlanc turns that aside. Cremo still with it down low. Thrown out front, nobody home there for the Lynx. But a good back check right there as they gain control. Cremo in a battle down low now with Isabella Kim. Thrown across. Jade Vickers jumps in off the line, throws it down low. LeBlanc without a stick in the Surge net right now. Goes up top for Gabriel. Surge get it. They get it out. LeBlanc gets her stick back. Both teams start a change. Gabriel sees the opportunity, but she'll skate it out instead. Over for Angioni. Her and Lewan get mixed up in their signals. Angioni's pass doesn't connect. Surge play it right back out into the neutral zone. McLean. Skating now Austin. She's got a lane. Austin out wide. Her shot. LeBlanc squeezes the arm and makes the save. .243 left now in the man advantage for Cape Breton. Change of personnel out there on the power play unit. Cassie Cremo comes in to take the draw. She'll win it cleanly back to Gabriel. Down low for Vickers. Vickers shot. LeBlanc with the save. Loses the handle, but she'll find it once again. Did pop out, but the whistle had gone. Good puck movement here by the power play unit for the Lynx. Cremo in to take the draw once more. And she'll win another one. Rylan Gabriel. Shot off a surge defender in front, but it's back up top. Gabriel. Her shot goes wide. McGinnis switches off with Gabriel. Gets to the middle of the ice. Down low. Fanned on it there by Cremo. Another shot just goes wide. Now Jade Vickers on it. Good pressure here from the power play unit for the Lynx. Gabriel looks at her options. Circles back. Switches off now here with Vickers. Gabriel still with it. Throws it down low for Cremo. Puck loose. Surge find it and they will clear. 1:45 left now in the power play. As the Lynx have looked very dangerous, but can't get to those high danger areas. Austin tries to cut into the middle of the ice, but that play broken up there. But once again, Cape Breton with it. McLean. She'll walk off the line, drops it back for Angioni. Down low now for Lawand. Out front for Angioni, but good play there by the Surge. They break it up, but Cape Breton coming right back down. Angioni on the half wall, up top. McLean. No lane to shoot, so she'll pass to Angioni. Austin. Cross seam pass. Lawand turns, shoots. That one just goes wide. In behind the goal, Lawand with it. Shot. Surge find it in the melee, and they'll dump it down. 50 seconds now left in the power play. McLean feeds it ahead for Ava Landry. Landry walks in, cross ice feed over the stick of Vickers. Cassie Cremo now. That goes up top. Gabriel not able to keep that in at the line. Offsides the call. Furious action in the power play here for Cape Breton. Starting to get a couple of looks. Not able to get one past Rebecca LeBlanc yet. Face off in the neutral zone is won by Cape Breton. Down to the final 30 seconds of the power play. Gabriel for Vickers. She'll walk down low, out in front, shot, turned aside, another big save by LeBlanc. Gabriel shot, scores! Power play goal for Rylan Gabriel as she picks up the rebound and she wires it in the top corner over the glove of Rebecca LeBlanc. And that will cut the Surge lead in half. You could feel that one coming as the Cape Breton Lynx had great pressure throughout that power play, and they are able to convert. Played ahead. Gabriel, the fourth leading scorer amongst defensemen in the league, just adding to her totals here today. Deflected on goal, kicked aside by LeBlanc. Surge now. Played ahead, not able to connect. Thrown right back in behind the goal. McLean. Back to get it. Leckie dances around the neutral zone, and they just like that respond. Leckie doing some work in the high slot. And it's the screen in front by Alexandra Sangster. And she will tip that one just through the pads of Abby Jessam. That play all starting off the hard work of Chloe Leckie on the forecheck. And the Surge regain their 2-goal lead. Just like that, after some Furious action and pressure from Cape Breton. The Surge regained that 2-goal advantage. Offside the call. Beg your pardon, icing the call. Draw one by the Lynx. Lawand. She'll skate it into the neutral zone. Down wide. Hillary Lawand loses an edge. Tripping will be the call. Mackenzie Rosong going to the penalty box for the trip. Surge coaching staff not exactly in agreement with the call. Cape Breton back to the power play. 1-for-1 on the power play. Opportunity to get within one once more. Vickers walks in, shot right into the logo of Rebecca LeBlanc, and she'll hold on. Draw one again there by the Lynx. Gabriel. Her shot. LeBlanc once again sees that one, and she will grab that out of midair. So the face-off coming up to the right of LeBlanc. Cassie Cremo in to take the draw for Cape Breton. She'll win another one. Back to Gabriel. She'll find Vickers on the half wall. Cross seam play for McNeil. That shot off a skate. But Ava Landry retrieves it for the Lynx. Up top, Vickers. Leaves it there for Gabriel. Back to Vickers. Over for McNeil. Her shot off a shin pad. Thrown out front. Now Gabriel with it once again. McGinnis shot turned aside. Rebound right there. Landry doesn't miss by much more. Great action, great pressure from this power play unit shot. Another block shot there. Surge penalty killers doing a great job getting in the shooting lanes. Taking away the opportunity. Played ahead now, Lawand. Watched closely there on the back check by McCormick. But Cape Breton with it once more. McLean skates it over the blue line. Battle along the boards. Help coming in the form of McNeil. Throwing up the ice. Surge able to get it out. Austin skates it out from behind the goal. Leads it ahead for Angioni. She'll fan on a pass. Now she'll get it through the second time, and it's Mary McLean. Shot off the netting. As we're down to 14 seconds remaining now in the power play. Face-off coming up to the left of LeBlanc. Cassie Cremo in to take this one. She's been very good in the face-off circle here this evening. Big draw here. And she'll win another one. Up top, Gabriel. Down for McGinnis. Cross feed for Vickers. She's watched closely there by a couple Surge defenders. Over for McGinnis. She fans on the shot. That'll do it. Penalty over. Teams back to even strength. Shot on goal. LeBlanc stops that. And she'll take the face off. .108 to go in the second period. As another offensive zone draw coming up for Cape Breton. And scramble draw, and they'll come away with it. That shot hits a skate on the way towards the goal. Now into the corner it goes. McGinnis jumps off her line. Thrown on goal. Turned aside by LeBlanc. Played ahead there now. Good pressure here to end the period from Cape Breton. A lot of ozone time for the Lynx, but now Vautour gets it out and gives chase. Beats out the icing call. .35 seconds to go here in the second. Cape Breton cut the lead to 2-1. But the Surge took very little time restoring the 2-goal lead as we head towards the end of the second. Vickers up the wall there for Cremo. She'll chip it out into the neutral zone. And Cremo will chip it right back in. 20 seconds now to go in the second. Good play at the line by McLean. Her shot hits her own player, and it's turned up ice. Here's Eisner. Over the blue line. Out wide, thrown out front. Nobody home there for the Surge. Vickers sees the clock, throws that on goal, and that will do it for the second period. And after 40 minutes of play here in Member 2, the Lindsay Surge 3, Cape Breton Lynx 1. We'll be back with third period action after this brief intermission.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple. Tonight's stream is brought to you by John Ross & Sons, Atlantic Canada's scrap metal pros. Cleaning out the garage, job site, or shop, turn your steel, copper, and aluminum into cast. Drop off at their HRM locations or book a convenient bin for bigger hauls. Family-owned, environmentally responsible recycling that keeps our community clean and jobs local. Visit jrsons.ca and tell them High Button Sports sent you. John Ross & Sons, scrap metal made simple.
Welcome back inside the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center. As we get set for third period action here between the Lindsay Surge and the Cape Breton Lynx. Back and forth affair this has been here this evening. A couple of power play goals for both teams. After 20 minutes, the Lindsay Surge were up 1-0. Then they scored early in the second to make it 2-0, and then Cape Breton Lynx, after furious action on the power play, finally solve Rebecca LeBlanc to make it 2-1, but then shortly thereafter, the Surge restore their 2-goal lead, and which brings us to this point, the start of the third period, as the Lynx intercept that pass, get it in deep, thrown out front. Too many white shirts in front, collapsing in front of the goal, and they regain control. Played up the wall now, Sangster. Finally, he will get it out, but Rylan Gabriel there to stop it. She'll carry it in, cross seam pass. Creamo jumps over her stick. Now thrown in front, Gabriel going for a change. Turns around, puck was already out of the zone, so she'll just throw it right back in. In behind the goal it goes. LeBlanc without her stick once again. Battle along the wall, up top, Morale. Down the wall, Hillary Lewan loses an edge, goes in hard to the boards. In behind the goal now is Nadalku. Rims it around for Joseph. Joseph met there by Vickers. And the Surge have to regroup in the neutral zone. Rosong. D-to-D pass, gets to the red line. And they'll throw that one in deep. Jade Vickers in to get it. Dances around one, dances around two. To the red line, Vickers into the offensive zone, but again, met there by a bunch of white jerseys. And the Surge are able to turn it back up ice, but who is there to pick it up but Jade Vickers. Up top, Tran, her shot. Jessom kicks that into the corner. McCormick gets it back. Jessom, what a save, Abby Jessom. Give and go play down low. Maya McCormick with the one-timer, but Abby Jessom with an absolute beautiful save to keep this a 2-goal game. Draw one there by the Lynx. Chipped off the boards, down the ice. Not enough for the icing. Right back down now, LeBlanc. We'll leave it there for Gibbs. Lead pass, broken up there by the Lynx. London. She'll get it back. She'll chip it in deep. Back to get it now, McGinnis. Rims it around the boards for McEachern. Not able to get it past the Surge defenders. Cape Breton regroup, and they'll try again going down the other side. This pass will go the length of the ice. Icing will be the call. Face off coming back inside Cape Breton Lynx zone. And it will be to the left of Abby Jessom. Alina Gould in to take the draw for the Surge, but Cape Breton will win that. Cape Breton been very good in the face-off circle here this evening. In behind the Surge goal. Rimming around is Kim. She'll skate it out. Rubbed out along the boards, but Surge still with it now. That shot off Jessom's stick. Up and out of play. Offensive zone draw now coming up for the Surge. Ava Landry in to take the draw for Cape Breton. Ellie Eisner in to take it for the Surge. Surge win the draw. Off. This time it will get out. Lawan with a head of steam over the blue line. Takes it to the outside. Goes behind the goal. Thrown out front. Landry just fans on that one. Back up top for Morel. Shot on goal. Kicked out there by LeBlanc, but Cassie Cremo there to pick it up for the Lynx. Back to the point. This one is tipped up and out of play. The aggressive forecheck continues here for Cape Breton again. Looking to claw their way back into this one. As Rebecca LeBlanc having some equipment problems. Getting her pad readjusted. Opportunity here for Cape Breton to grab a bit of a breather. Wow, seems to be getting there. Well, she'll head to the bench. So whatever the equipment problem is with Rebecca LeBlanc, it's going to require her to leave the ice surface. Meaning Eleanor Feltham will enter the game now for the Surge. Draw. Here comes Vautour. Her pass broken up. Lawan chips that out. Rosong loses it in her skates. Over for Robertson. Gets over the blue line. Shot towards goal. Jessom kicks that aside. Rims it around and out of the zone. Not far enough for icing. Eisner winds it up. Ellie Eisner gets around one but can't get around two. Cape Breton try to get it in deep, not able to do so. Surge. Now they can't get it out as an aggressive forecheck here continues for Cape Breton. They cause a turnover. Angioni's shot. Feltham gets her first touch on the puck and she keeps that out. This goes right back up the wall and Vickers first one on it there for the Lynx. Plays right back up. Trying to find the handle on it there is McNeil. She can't do that. And the Surge come away with it. Chipped off the wall, but not in. Perush. She tries to jam that up against the wall, but it's dug free by the Surge, and in they come. Chipped off the stick there, and here comes Vickers. Skating it out through the neutral zone. Jade Vickers over the blue line. Body contact and a penalty coming up. Body contact is the call. Cape Breton will go back to the power play. They have looked very dangerous on the power play here tonight. Their lone goal coming on the power play. And it's their third chance here, and they'll win the draw. Gabriel, shot in front, tipped just wide by Cremo. Feltham now, or sorry, that's LeBlanc is back in goal, and she's lost her stick once again, third time tonight. Kicked her side off the stick. LeBlanc with a reactionary save as she almost had an unlucky bounce from her own stick, landing on the stick of a wide open Lynx player on the side of the goal. But a great reactionary save there by LeBlanc, keeping that out. And this power play unit for Cape Breton continues to churn out high dangerous areas. First one on it there now is Gould. And that will do it as Gabriel will take a holding call, negating the rest of the power play. And we will play a minute 24 of 4-on-4 hockey. Draw to the left of Abby Jessom. Layla Austin in to take it here for the Lynx. She'll win the draw. McLean will circle back in behind her own goal. Played ahead for McEachern. Broken up there, and Rosong has picked it up for the Surge. Over now for Buffett. Cross the blue line, in behind the goal. Circles in behind the Lynx net. Plays it up top. Shot doesn't get through as it's turned aside by McGinnis. Battling behind the boards, Buffett. Leaves it there, and the Surge come away with it. It's McCormick. Circles a high, top of the circle. Shot on goal. Saved there by Jessom. 37 seconds to go in the Surge penalty before they'll go to a brief power play. Another draw won by Cape Breton. Played ahead. There's McNeil. Burst of speed over the blue line, down the half wall. Circles in behind the goal, throws it out front. Just missing the stick of Lawand. Now back to retrieve Morrell. Her lead pass broken up by McCormick. She'll lose the handle and it'll squeak back into the neutral zone. Chipped up top, Vickers with some space. Over the blue line, her shot goes up high. LeBlanc with the save. Three seconds now in the Surge penalty before they'll go on a half-minute power play. McNeil behind the goal, throws it out front into the skates of Lawand. Surge power play. Lawand can't bang home the rebound. As now we're down to 25 seconds left in the Surge power play. In behind their goal, they start the breakout. Eisner up the wall. Circles in behind the goal, looking for options. Finds Gibbs. For Tran, back for Gibbs. Gibbs' shot blocked by McGinnis. She'll get it out. And that will do it. Team's now back to even strength. Cape Breton right back to work in the offensive zone, looking for those loose pucks. Landry throws it in behind. Brown gives chase. Able to get that out. Landry, good layers there in the O zone. Throws it back in, and Cape Breton once again going to work. Taking away the time and space of the Surge, not letting them get organized in their own zone. Puck now jammed up against the wall, and the ref has seen enough. He will blow it down. Surge come into this game first in goals against, allowing the least amount of goals. 28 goals allowed, and also scoring the most goals. 119 goals the Lindsay Surge have put up this season. But it has been a great effort here from the Cape Breton Lynx thus far. Trying to cut through the middle of the ice, but that's broken up there by the defense of the Lynx. Vickers knocks that down, plays it to the outside. Lead pass, here's Angioni. She'll throw it back through the middle. Landry can't get there. Brown now, her shot off a shin pad before the Surge finally gain control. Heading up the ice is London. Out wide, knocked off her stick. There to recover it is Gould. Thrown out front, but Angioni breaks that play up. Surge, throw it down low. Poirier. Gould, no, she'll leave it there for Kim. And here is Morale. Gets to the red line, throws it in. McEachern off the bench, gives chase. But Tran circles behind her own goal. Lead pass. Sangster, shot. Jessam turns that aside. Played up the wall. Chipped into the neutral zone. Tran back there to get it first. Circles behind her own goal. Plays it up for Sangster. Lead pass into the skates, but picked up there by Joseph. Her shot doesn't miss by much. McEachern ahead for Cremo. Cremo one-on-one, tries to step around the defense. Not able to do so. Tran sets up behind her goal, waits for some options to develop. Chips it off the glass and out. Not far enough, as McLean will throw that right back in, but the Lynx will start a change. They'll regain control. McLean chipped up the wall, chipped in, and Lawan gives chase. Played around, kept in at the line by Gabriel. Her shot doesn't get through. Battle now in front. Kicked aside there by the Surge defenders. McLean chips it in behind the net once more. Now the Surge will play it off the boards and into the neutral zone. Gabriel there to get it. McLean will chip it up the ice. Holly Gibbs knocked off her stick there by Avery McNeil, but Gibbs will win that back. Up the wall. Now the Surge come away once more, led by Robertson. Tries to split the D, but not able to do so. Vautour up top for Rosang. Back for Vautour. She's got some space. Shot up over the crossbar. Dangerous looking chance there from Vautour. Morale can't get it out. We got a player down in behind the Cape Breton Lynx goal. Refs will converge as the player was down. Still down on the ice is the injured player. Refs will converge. As of right now, it's McCormick leading the line for the goal. So we'll wait to see what the official word is here on this one. Again, player still down. Refs trying to explain to the Cape Breton Lynx coach as to why that play was not blown down. Lynx player back up on her feet, making her way towards the bench. And it's Rylan Gabriel. That's, if she's out for any extended period of time, that's not good news for the Cape Breton Lynx. A huge part of this team is Rylan Gabriel. She makes her way right down the tunnel. The goal will count. 4-1, the Surge lead. Landry. Cremo with a, she scores. Cassie Cremo just like that. Gets the puck down low, outweights Rebecca LeBlanc and stuffs it upstairs. Cassie Cremo with the response. And just like that, Cape Breton Lynx now within 2. McLean throws it back down low. London can't get by McLean. Rims it around the boards. Not able to get out. Back behind the net it goes. McGinnis up the wall. Into the neutral zone. Tran turns it back up ice for the Surge. Walking in. Robertson shot high and wide. Poirier. Vickers watched very closely there on the by London. Angioni gets it out now. Angioni, 1-on-1, 2-on-1 developing here. Angioni shoots off a shin pad and they break it out. The Surge do. Chipped in and they give chase. Morrell. Into the neutral zone, broken up there by Leckie. Joseph can't get that in deep. Thrown right back out into the neutral zone. Surge pick it up once more. Kept in at the line by Rosang. Surge doing a good job keeping the Lynx at bay in their own zone, not letting them get out. Cross ice feed is broken up by Leckie. She'll chip back. Now it's played ahead, and Rosang will get it over the red line and chip it in deep. McLean chips it off the boards. Julia Andrews gets it out. Turned around once again now. Surge trying to get a step, and here's Vautour. Fed over for Robertson. Shot. She scores. Nevaeh Robertson, 6th in league, scoring 8 points in her last 5 games. She'll keep it going here tonight. Lynx looking for another explanation on this one. And they won't get the answer that they want. Now the Surge coach himself getting an explanation from the ref. I think the Lynx bench thinking that it was offside. Call will stand, goal will count, 5-2, Surge lead with 5 minutes to play here in the third. Angioni tries to find Landry. Chipped in behind the Surge goal. Vickers jumps off the line, keeps that play in deep. Vickers wins it back. McLean's shot goes wide. Perouche throws it out front, but it's on the stick of Vautour. Lead pass for Robertson. Drop back there, broken up, and here comes Landry, but it's knocked off her stick by Tran. Circling behind the goal now, Tran. Gets to the red line, chips it in deep. Lead pass doesn't connect. This one will, icing will be waved off. Cremo turns, fires. Doesn't get enough on that one. Eisner to the outside. Broken up there by McGinnis. She can't get it out. Eisner with it again. Watch closely there by Austin. Now thrown back in low. Lawan gives chase. But now with an absolute burst of speed is McCormick. Broken up there, and here's Brown. Her shot trickles towards goal. LeBlanc will stop that one. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the third period. Surge with a 5-2 lead late in this one. Last two goals, if you go by the crowd reaction and the coach reaction here in member 2, little controversial. But 5-2 is the score. Under 3 to play. Down in the Lynx territory now. Lawan tries to reverse course. McLean takes a hit, and that will draw a penalty. The Lynx will go to the power play. 2:42 to go, down by 3. Fakes off to the left of LeBlanc. Gould and Cremo line up for the face-off. Draw one by the Lynx. Rylan Gabriel back. Good sign for Cape Breton. She's got it now at the top of the umbrella. For Vickers, over for McGinnis. Shot in front. Scramble in front of the net. That one's going to squeak by. Gabriel goes back to retrieve. For Vickers. She'll wind it right back up through the neutral zone and gain the offensive line. Stops up in the corner. Leaves it for McGinnis. Shot tipped in front there by Cremo. That jumps out into the neutral zone, and McLean goes back to get it. Under 2 to go here in the third. Mary McLean enters the zone, takes it down wide, stops up in the corner. As a new power play unit comes out for Cape Breton. Puck gets jammed up along the boards, and the ref will blow it dead. Face off to the right of LeBlanc. Timeout called by the Lynx. Back and forth affair. This one has been all evening. Great game here in member 2. Cape Breton Lynx have certainly had their fair share of chances on this one. Couple of 10-bell saves from Rebecca LeBlanc, keeping this one close. Lynx out shooting the Surge 27-24. As the Lynx have 54 seconds remaining on the power play. Trying to get one early here to give themselves more time. 5-2 the score. 1:35 to go. Passy Cremo in to take the draw. She's been fantastic in the face-off circle. Goaltender pulled, extra attacker out for Cape Breton. They will control off the draw, and it's Vickers. Out front, McGinnis. What a kick save by LeBlanc. Vickers with it once more. Thrown out front. Another big save by LeBlanc. And Vickers comes up with it once again. Thrown out to McGinnis. That hits a stick out into the neutral zone. Gabriel ahead for Vickers. She'll get around. Shot. Hits the side of the goal. Now down to a minute. Shot. LeBlanc with another save. Last minute of play here in the third period. 18 seconds now in the power play. More grade A 10 bell saves from Rebecca LeBlanc, keeping this one a 3-goal game for the Surge. Draw pushed ahead. Vickers, first one on it. In behind the goal. Out front for McGinnis. Her shot just goes wide. Austin up top for McLean. Over for McGinnis. Shot tipped up and over the goal off the stick of Vickers. Cape Breton with it again. Penalty over. Cape Breton still with the 6 attackers, V5. 30 seconds to go now. McGinnis bobbles it at the line, tries to get it down low, not able to do so. Surge come away with it. Sangster gets to the red line, throws it towards goal. That one just goes wide. Shot off the post. 15 seconds now. This one will get out. Up top, Tran gets to the red line. She'll try to hit the goal. That one goes wide. And that will do it. Final score from member 2. The Lindsay Surge come in, and they will push their win streak to 6 as they will come away with a well-earned 5-2 victory against the Cape Breton Lynx on a hard-fought affair here in member 2. We thank you for tuning in to this High Button broadcast. These two teams will go again at it tomorrow. We hope you can join us, and we hope you enjoyed this one. Until then,